The year is 1925, and New York City stands at the pinnacle of the modern age. As dawn breaks over the Atlantic, the first golden rays of sunlight strike the limestone facades of Manhattan, transforming the island into a cathedral of commerce and ambition. The city awakens not to the gentle sounds of nature, but to the symphony of progress, the distant clang of streetcars, the rumble of the elevated railway, and the rhythmic pulse of construction that never seems to cease. From the harbor, the silhouette of Lower Manhattan rises like a mountain range of human creation. The skyline bristles with towers that would have been unimaginable just 2 decades earlier. This is the Roaring Twenties, an era when America has emerged from the Great War with unprecedented confidence, when prosperity flows like bootleg champagne, and when New York City has become the undisputed capital of the 20th century. The population has swelled to nearly 6 million souls, all crowding onto this narrow island and its surrounding boroughs, all chasing the promise of the American dream. Our journey begins where millions of journeys have begun. In the waters of New York Harbor, standing sentinel over these choppy waves, is the Statue of Liberty, her copper skin now weathered to that distinctive green patina, her torch held high above Bedloe's Island. Though she has stood here since 1886, she remains the most potent symbol of hope and possibility in the world. In 1925, she still welcomes thousands of immigrants each month, though new restrictions have slowed the great tide that once flowed through Ellis Island. Ellis Island itself remains operational, though its busiest days are behind it. The great red brick processing center, with its distinctive towers and arched windows, still processes newcomers, but the numbers have diminished dramatically from the peak years before the war. The registry room, where 12 million immigrants passed through between 1892 and 1924, now sees far fewer faces, its soaring vaulted ceiling echoing with memories of 1,000 languages and dialects. As we move toward Manhattan, the first structure to dominate our view is the magnificent Custom House at the southern tip of the island. Completed in 1907, this Beaux-Arts masterpiece stands as a testament to American imperial confidence. Its facade features 44 columns, each one a statement of permanence and power. The sculptures adorning its exterior represent the 4 continents, carved in gleaming limestone that catches the morning light. Inside, the oval rotunda rises 60 feet, decorated with murals depicting the great ships that have brought wealth to this port. Moving inland from the harbor, we enter the narrow canyons of the financial district, where the modern skyscraper was born and continues to reach for unprecedented heights. Wall Street itself is a shadowy corridor between towering facades, where men in dark suits and bowler hats hurry between buildings, their breath visible in the crisp morning air. The street takes its name from the wooden wall built by Dutch settlers nearly 3 centuries ago. But nothing remains of that humble barrier. Now it is lined with palaces of finance, each trying to outdo the other in grandeur and scale. At the corner of Wall Street and Broad Street stands the New York Stock Exchange, its neoclassical facade dominated by 6 massive Corinthian columns. The pediment above features a sculpture representing commerce and industry, appropriate symbols for an institution that has become the beating heart of American capitalism. Inside, the trading floor buzzes with activity as fortunes are made and lost in minutes. The ticker tape machines chatter ceaselessly, their ribbon of paper recording every transaction in the frenzied market that has made millionaires of lucky investors and speculators. Just up Broadway stands one of the newest additions to the skyline, and perhaps the most striking, the Woolworth Building. Completed in 1913, this Gothic revival masterpiece rises 792 feet into the sky, making it the tallest building in the world. Frank Woolworth, who made his fortune selling 5-cent and 10-cent goods, paid cash for this tower, $13.5 million, and it shows in every detail. The terracotta facade is decorated with Gothic ornament, gargoyles, and intricate tracery that would not look out of place on a medieval cathedral. The locals call it the Cathedral of Commerce, and the name fits perfectly. The building's lobby is a revelation, a 3-story arcade of golden mosaics, marble columns, and vaulted ceilings painted in rich blues and golds. Every surface gleams with polished stone and glass. At night, the building is illuminated by thousands of electric lights, transforming it into a beacon visible for miles. From the observation deck on the 58th floor, all of New York spreads out below like a living map, the streets forming a grid that stretches northward into the distance. As we travel northward up Broadway, we trace the path of the old Indian Trail that once crossed this island. The street curves gently through the grid of Manhattan, creating odd triangular spaces where it intersects with the numbered avenues. At 23rd Street, we encounter the Flatiron Building, which caused a sensation when it was completed in 1902. Its wedge shape, designed to fit a triangular plot of land, rises 22 stories and still turns heads with its distinctive profile. The limestone and terracotta facade curves around the narrow northern end, creating what looks like the prow of a great ship sailing up Broadway. The winds around the Flatiron Building are legendary, channeled by its unique shape and the surrounding structures. Men linger at the corner hoping to catch a glimpse of ladies' ankles when their skirts are lifted by sudden gusts, though the police have made it their business to move such loiterers along, giving rise to the expression 23 skidoo. Further north, we enter the theatre district, though in 1925 it is still transitioning from the old Longacre Square area to what will soon be known universally as Times Square. The New York Times moved their headquarters to this intersection of Broadway and 7th Avenue in 1904, and the area has been Times Square ever since. The Times Tower itself, modeled after the Campanile in Florence, rises 25 stories with its distinctive chamfered corners. On New Year's Eve, just weeks ago, thousands gathered here to watch the illuminated ball drop from the tower's flagpole, a tradition now in its 18th year. Times Square in 1925 is a riot of electric signs and marquees. The theatres are packed every night with audiences eager for the latest musicals and reviews. The Ziegfeld Follies are in full swing, and the new musical, No, No, Nanette has everyone humming its tunes. The signs blaze with advertisements for Chevrolet, Lucky Strike cigarettes, and Wrigley's gum, their lights reflected in the wet pavement after evening rain. At 42nd Street and Park Avenue stands one of the newest and most magnificent structures in all of New York, Grand Central Terminal. Completed in 1913, this Beaux-Arts masterpiece has already become the very symbol of arrival in New York. The facade on 42nd Street features 3 enormous arched windows, 60 feet tall, flanked by pairs of columns. Above them sits a sculptural group called Glory of Commerce, showing Mercury, Hercules, and Minerva gathered around a clock. But it is the interior that truly takes one's breath away. The main concourse is a vast public room, 275 feet long, 120 feet wide, and 125 feet high. The ceiling is painted to represent the night sky, with the constellations picked out in gold leaf and illuminated by tiny electric lights. The floor is Tennessee marble, polished to a mirror shine by the passage of millions of feet. 4 brass clocks, each with faces of opal, mark the cardinal directions from the information booth at the center of the concourse. These clocks have already become the most famous meeting point in the city. The terminal handles more than 500 trains each day, connecting New York to every corner of the nation. The platforms are underground, 2 levels of them, a marvel of engineering that keeps the trains out of sight while allowing Park Avenue to run smoothly above. The ramps that lead down to the platforms curve gracefully, wide enough for crowds to flow without crushing, lit by enormous chandeliers that sparkle overhead. North of Grand Central, 5th Avenue represents the apex of New York society. This broad boulevard, running straight up the center of Manhattan, is lined with the mansions of America's wealthiest families. The Vanderbilts, the Astors, the Morgans, all have built palaces here, trying to outdo each other in opulence and grandeur. The avenue is undergoing a transformation in 1925. Some of the great mansions are being replaced by commercial buildings as the wealthy retreat to Park Avenue or move further uptown, but many remain, their limestone facades and mansard roofs speaking of European aristocracy transplanted to American soil. The sidewalks are wide and clean, patrolled by doormen in livery. Ladies in fur coats and cloche hats stroll past shop windows displaying the latest fashions from Paris. At 34th Street, we encounter a new kind of palace, the department store. Macy's has been here since 1902, and its current building, completed in 1924, occupies an entire city block. The Red Star logo proclaims it the world's largest store, and it very well may be, with over 1 million square feet of retail space spread across 11 floors. The pneumatic tube system whisks cash and receipts between departments with a whoosh of air. Escalators, still a novelty to many shoppers, carry customers between floors in mechanical splendor. At 42nd Street and Fifth Avenue stands another kind of palace entirely, the New York Public Library. Completed in 1911, this Beaux-Arts masterpiece occupies 2 full city blocks. The facade stretches nearly 300 feet along Fifth Avenue, with 3 monumental arched doorways sheltered by a portico supported by 6 massive columns. On either side of the main steps recline 2 marble lions carved by sculptor Edward Clark Potter. New Yorkers have already nicknamed them Patience and Fortitude, and they have become beloved symbols of the city. Inside, the library holds nearly 3 million volumes, free to any citizen who wishes to read them. The main reading room on the 3rd floor is one of the great public spaces of America, stretching almost 300 feet in length, with a ceiling 52 feet high decorated with painted clouds and cherubs. Long oak tables are fitted with individual reading lamps, their green glass shades creating pools of warm light. The silence is profound, broken only by the rustle of turning pages and the soft footfalls of librarians, retrieving volumes from the 7 floors of stacks that extend underneath Bryant Park. North of 59th Street, the rigid grid of Manhattan streets is interrupted by a great rectangle of green, Central Park. Designed by Frederick Law Olmsted and Calvert Vaux and opened in 1873, the park was a radical idea when first conceived. 843 acres of designed landscape in the heart of a growing city. By 1925, it has become essential to the city's identity, a place where all classes of New Yorkers come to escape the stone and steel that surrounds them. In winter, the park takes on a magical quality. The bare trees create intricate silhouettes against the pale sky. The lake freezes solid, and skaters glide across its surface, their breath forming clouds in the cold air. The Mall, a broad, tree-lined promenade, extends from the park entrance at 66th Street, its American elms forming a cathedral-like canopy overhead even in their leafless winter state. Bethesda Terrace, at the heart of the park, remains one of the most beautiful public spaces in America. The Angel of the Waters fountain, crowned with a bronze angel holding a lily, rises from an octagonal basin. The terrace itself is decorated with Minton tiles in intricate patterns, and the arcade underneath features elaborately carved ceilings, each panel depicting a different plant species. On a winter afternoon, the low sun streams through the arcade, creating patterns of light and shadow on the stone. The buildings rising along Central Park South and Fifth Avenue frame the park like a picture, their facades reflecting in the still waters of the pond. The Plaza Hotel, completed in 1907, dominates the southeast corner of the park. Its French Renaissance chateau style, all white brick and copper mansard roofs, speaks of European elegance. The hotel has become synonymous with luxury, hosting the wealthiest visitors to New York in suites that overlook the park. As darkness falls over New York in 1925, the city transforms yet again. Electric lights blaze from 1 million windows, outlining the shapes of buildings against the night sky. Times Square becomes a carnival of illumination, its signs and marquees turning night into artificial day. The theaters disgorge crowds onto the sidewalks, men and women in evening dress heading for speakeasies and nightclubs where jazz bands play until dawn. This is New York at the height of the Jazz Age, a a city that has fully embraced modernity while still carrying the weight of its history. The old Dutch street plan persists in Lower Manhattan, while the grand Beaux-Arts buildings speak of European cultural ambitions. The new skyscrapers, meanwhile, represent something entirely American, a bold assertion that the future belongs to those who dare to build it, one story at a time, reaching ever upward toward the sky. The construction continues even as we speak, for New York is never finished. Already there are plans for even taller buildings, for new bridges to Brooklyn and Queens, for subway lines that will extend the city's reach. The stock market soars to new heights each week, and everyone believes the prosperity will last forever. In this moment, in this year of 1925, New York stands as proof that humanity can build anything it can imagine, that there are no limits to progress, no heights that cannot be reached. The city shines in the winter night, a constellation of electric stars, the capital of the 20th century, forever young, forever changing, forever New York.